Hi there, it's Brennan. How's it going? So, look, I want to clarify that I have been coming to Ireland for like about 25 years now, and it's basically as a hermitage to be as far away from all other cultures, really, and alienation as I could possibly be as a Western European, um, and away from all the sort of distractions of the modern world, the big shops, the even an ATM, anything that might even identify me. That's where I first landed 25 years ago with an automobile, so I was able to stay someplace and stay out of the way. So it um, highly functional that way to be able to go and instantly drive up into the mountains or something like that, and to be uh, far from any big shops where there's any sort of gangster element at all. Okay, that's how I did my thinking. That's very James Bond, indeed. And the last couple of years, I was in Oxford and London, and I really picked up the English accent. I would hear Prince Charles, now King Charles, talking, and I really dialed that in. However, I've been in Ireland for about 5 years now since leaving England, and I really fear doing that tone because they already think I'm German, just in a heartbeat, just by one look at my forehead, basically. And I think this is going back since I'm a kid because my forehead is the exact same size as it was back then, for sure. Um, um, But yeah, I really do. I really liked New York, the whole East Coast, and I, I really loved Italy, especially. That was great. And when I left France, it was like, oh my God, it was unbearable. There was just uh, third world cretins, like complete urchins, um, tracking your phone, basically, some AI sort of corruption, where all these like complete psychotic people from the third world were just constantly sort of um, derelict central. That was France, okay. And when I got to Italy, it was like instantly that stopped pretty much. And I saw, whoa, there's a lot more respect here, and it's a little bit easier for me to speak the language because it's closer to Spanish than um, you know. And in Spain and Germany are also good things, but there are a lot of urchins in Germany too. Let me tell you, just the I think the East Bloc something, I don't know, or just junkies, I don't know, people who Ellis Island left behind. So um, I I like the educated British thing and the continental thing as well. I like the Irish thing, but again, it's largely the literary reality. Isn't about gangsters. I mean, traditionally, gangsters were crucified over here. They were all fed to the sharks, basically. That's how they do it. That's why Ireland is a first world nation because criminals were not tolerated. And I will help uh, reassure that so that you don't have German dogs or any dogs affecting the world. And I really love it, but I don't want to like sound like I'm an elitist at all. I just want people to be safe. This is, I think, whatever um, the Islamic sort of faux pas of terrorism and hostages, and um, I I fear to even try to understand because I sort of sense this thing of people talking on their phones in public as though maybe they're doing people a favor, and I'd rather not, unless if there's one person who's actually qualified to speak. This is why it's good to be in the country where people are actually from, because then um, you don't have reckless behavior. You don't have some person who thinks they're special because they're foreign, but who might actually be someone who the local culture would have silenced actually, because they might be criminally insane. They might be whacked out on drugs and acting like they're special because they're not from there. That's not my bag. Okay, that's unless if I am in private and composing something that is worthy. I would love to be able to perform that those prototype developments for economies, and certainly with big tech, Silicon Valley. Um, I'm just saying that I picked up the sort of Oxford, maybe the Queen's English, if you will, while I was over there. But over here in Ireland, I'm sort of stuck in this city where there is a lot of gangster economic migrants, and I I prefer to avoid that and to work on first world challenges, and with educated people, highly educated people, and charming people, and highly focused people, and really respectful people. And again, it's usually about the hermitage larger. That's how compositions are done. You know, you have your books, and you hopefully you have your neighborhood, and that's where I would like to be positioned. And I'm going to simply say that yeah, while I do love the Irish, I fit in the near continental or semi-continental situation. I would like to say New York, but you know what George Michael said when he got to New York City? He says, "Man, it's fun. It's like looks cool, but I sense there's a lot of disease out there, and that's it's not something that New York should be proud of at all. Rather, you have to be careful, otherwise you'll have a sick world." That's why I think why a lot of people went off into the frontier, because you have this coastal. Whatever Sigmund Freud might have seen when he got to the docks, just vulgarities or whatever. Um, Anyways, yes, the Queen's English, if you will, that is very much. But when I'm here in Ireland, I feel like I have to cuss every other word and sort of slur my words and sort of like, yeah, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm only here to really, as a hermitage, to do some philosophical deep thought and to enjoy the sincerity of tradition, without the I just say the East Bloc low life. Okay, this is the reason why Russia. Some people desperate to escape, and they're not letting them escape. I don't know how that all works out, but I like I like to be in the cultural sweet spot, and you can kind of tell by looking at a person and watching their behavior. And I would like to be in that sweet spot very much, and emulate that. And certainly the Italian stuff, the ultra modern sci-fi. I love to compose the philosophical fantasy and the tradition, the Italian, the Queen's English, the German, the French. Oh la la, I love it. Thank you very much.